It's time now for the Peter Channel 3 o'clock news on this Friday afternoon, October 28th, 2016. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Peter Wiggins, and I have top news and on at 3 o'clock on this Friday afternoon, and top story at the 3 o'clock hour on this Friday afternoon going into Friday evening is FBI Director James Comey told lawmakers Friday that the Bureau is reviewing new information related to Hillary Clinton's personal email server, a political bombshell that comes 11 days ahead of the election. While Donald Trump went on his pledge to spend $1 million on own money in his own campaign, he went as best to spend $44 million at breakneck speed. No year after former Russian Prime Minister and Kremlin insider Mikhail Lezin was found dead in the downtown near Washington, D.C. It seemed to be an accident. After months of finding and separating himself from Republican nominee Donald Trump was employing rhetoric as alienated moderate voters in his more moderate state, Illinois Senator Mark Kirk stumbled into the kind of racially charged controversial. A tugboat fallen in a shipment in the port of Oakland, California in August says U.S. economy grew 2.9% in the third quarter, picking up the pace. Iceland's Pirate Party is hoping to win the largest share of the voter in the country on October 29th general election, not even 4 years after the fringe political group formed. ISIS has executed 232 people near the Iraqi city Mosul and taken tens of thousands of people to use as human shields against the defense of Iraqi forces, the United Nations said. Istanbul, Turkey, rebel fighters launched a new offensive in the Syrian city of Aleppo on Friday and unleashed a series of deadly car bombings and mortar attacks on government-held positions aimed at breaking the siege to rebel control of the eastern. Chinese vessels leave disputed fishery ground in the South China Sea. The leaders in the armed takeover in Oregon, wildlife refugee were acquitted Thursday. A sentence series of verdict that cleared Ammon Buddy, the group's leader, as well as the Reverend Iran and 5 others. Why are celebrities like actor Mark Ruffalo, civil rights leader Jesse Jackson, liberal television anchor Amy Goodman, and scores of Native Americans from the Santa Rock Sioux Tribe converged on that spot along the Missouri River of North Dakota. That's because the Dakota Access Pipeline. Anton Skelly, remembered for moral courage and the commitment and real law of the Catholic faith. Paul Gingrich, who entered President Trump for Israel and killing a friend September, will soon leave his walls. A judge ruled that Gingrich will serve 90 days of adult prison, 1 year in home detention, and 10 years in probation. The United Nations General Assembly Committee was president of a draft resolution on North Korea human rights violations on Thursday. Rio de Janeiro, drug testing and protocols used during the Rio Olympics had serious failings in the new report that the World Anti-Doping Agency found. Washington, remarks made by the U.S. Director of the National Intelligence of current U.S. North Korean policy drew the response to the White House on Thursday. Kuwait City, a Russian fighter plane flew dangerously close to the U.S. plane over the eastern Syria, U.S. defense officials said. Washington, the Obama administration announced new rules to help students get their federal education loans forgiven in case of fraud by misconduct by their school. Boston. Former New England Patriots star Aaron Hernandez that his jailhouse phone calls act ahead of his first murder trial, and prosecutors and his current defense team say they were never told it according to the news report on Friday. The Boston Herald reported that the hacking happened when Hernandez was being held in the Boston jail, and in the summer of 2014, Hernandez was convicted of the following year of killing the boyfriend of this finance Yancey Senator Sir Odin Lloyd 2013 in North Andover in Desperate Park. He is now serving a prison sentence of life without parole and was waiting trial in 2012 double homicide of Boston. Peter Penn Draft, a spokesman for the Suffolk Sheriff's Department, told the newspaper that the breach went up soon after Hernandez was moved there from a different jail. Needham, Massachusetts. Travel website TripAdvisor has received permission from federal authorities to sell travel-related service to people visiting Cuba. The Needham, Massachusetts-based firm is among their security companies receiving license from the U.S. Treasury Department's Office of Foreign Assets Control to provide such places. President Obama and Cuban President Castro announced in December 17, 2014 they were restoring diplomatic ties, which were broken in 6 months after Fidel Castro took power and installed the Communist government, easing diplomatic relations and led to easier travel between the nations just 9 miles apart. Boston, as in Massachusetts coastal alternative toll drives that East Pass transponders are being offered a break today. Sign up for one. Ubers claimed that his drivers are contractors and not employees on title vacation was objectified by a British tribunal in a ruling that may have implications to range of companies that provide self-employed workers. General Electric says it's not planning to acquire $23 billion oil service company Baker Hughes, contributing to news reports. but shareholders should not be shocked by the idea that GE. Canberra, Australia. L3 Oceania has received contract of $232 million in Australian Ministry of Defense to provide night fighting equipment, and the ministry said Friday. Dallas, Virginia, orbital ATKs M1061 60mm border corridors received full material release approved by the U.S. Army's Joint Munitions Command, the committee said Thursday. Washington, the BAE Systems has signed a contract with General Dominic Electric Report for the production of Virginia payroll model tubes for Virginia-class submarines. Austin, Virginia, the U.S. National Geospatial Intelligence Agency has stepped the ACI to provide airborne intelligence surveillance and reconnaissance services. All right, looking at the stocks now. The Dow up 19.79%, 8189.47, and S&P 5 down 3.42 at 21,562, and Nasdaq down 70.82 points at 5,198.18. A bit of lumpy with no bigger than orange could be the world's first fossilized dinosaur brain. The 133-million-year-old specimen came from a skull of an iguana genus, a large arcana herbivore that lived during Jurassic. The excavation part of a project to restore the building above the tomb will allow researchers to study its act. Pilgrims will not be able to see the limestone slab on which tradition claims that Jesus was buried. Boston, Mary Shelley's Frankenstein foreshadowed the key concept in evolutionary biology form defined by the scientists a century after the man-made monster shambled across the page in the 19th century novel and the study published on Friday. Johnson with a third multi-million-dollar jury in verdict in a mass litigation war where the Talcon and the attack on a baby powder caused ovarian cancer when used for long-term for feminine hygiene. A global clinical trial that tested effective home monoconsister shots for men and found those shots successfully suppressed sperm production in nearly 96% of men who completed the study. Washington, the down New York City man Eric Garner, who died after he was put in police chokehold Boston Hillary Clinton's campaign Thursday, when WikiLeaks revealed our mail conversations about using her father's death to protest gun violence. Brett Bartlett Moffat were at Texas Polling Place Monday morning. It was the first day born in Bovary in Tiny Town. 30 miles and it's Nova San Antonio, and he wore Trump hat and deplorable shirt to vote. Texas police arrested him. Hillary Clinton came in Arizona next week. Cabinet announced Friday the Democratic president nominated Phoenix Wednesday, just 6 days before Election Day. Take a look at New England alerts in Lakeville, Massachusetts. Structure fire at reporting heavy smoke shown in a residential structure. Working fire samples. Peter Chell News Time is 3:08 on this Friday afternoon, and it's time now for sports report tonight. The Norton Lancers football team will be taking on Hanover Indians in Hanover in the MIA Division III quarterfinal round of the MIA South Division III quarterfinal round in Hanover. Game time 7 o'clock in the Peter Channel. Big 12 course just want the split division, but the conference stands pat. Anthony Pettis had no idea who would sit behind the vehicles out outside of the dome and walk, but he wants them to bring to justice. Foxborough, the Patriots had a key piece of offense back on Thursday as Deion Lewis returned to practice for the first time this season. Peter Chell News Time is 3:08 on this Friday afternoon, and it's time now for a traffic and transit report. Baby! Let's imitate with a Fairmont train 768 is expected to operate 5-15 minutes late between Weeville and South Station due to early down tree near Talbot Avenue. Please board Fairmont train 718 on lower level proper on the Franklin branch side of Weeville Station until further notice. Fishbury train 4:13 to 15 p.m. from North Station up at 5:50 minutes break. Down schedule between Concord and Fishbury to slippery rail condition. Western Line trains may experience 5-15 minutes delays due to slippery rail track work. Individual train alert to me sent as needed. Havel train 209. 2:02 p.m. from North Station up by 10-20 minutes beyond late between Wakefield and Havel due to train traffic, and Havel train 216 1:53 p.m. from Havel is operated 50-20 minutes late between Lawrence and North Station due to slippery rail. And on the ferries, they are looking good. All right, let's take a look at hours and Bowies of New England on this Friday afternoon. 9 miles on the northbound side, it is back up at Stamford all the way out to Fairfield and Bridgeport, Connecticut. Merritt Parkway eastbound back into Stamford, then on the Bridgeport 9th. Merritt Parkway southbound back into Bridgeport. 95 in the northbound side, it breaks again from Milford down to New Haven. 91 in the southbound side, it is backed up around 95 in New Haven. 84 eastbound side, back to Newtown and Waterbury stretches. 91 on the southbound side, back to 291 Interstate 84 Harvard, Connecticut. 91 on the northbound side, it is back to just around 84 Harvard, Connecticut. 84 both ends is backed up from West Harvard to downtown Harvard, Connecticut. 91 on the southbound side, backed up from 391 in Chickabiddy all the way to 57 in Springfield. Interstate 84 on the southbound side, it is backed up after the Massachusetts border in Connecticut. New York State 3, also on 89 Schenectady. Out of Central Massachusetts, 290 on the westbound side, back to Shrewsbury down to Worcester. Around Route 9, 290 eastbound side is back to Worcester from 122A to Route 9. 290 eastbound side, also around 495 in Marlborough. 495 on the southbound side is back to Lancaster all the way out to Route 290 in Marlborough, out in Rhode Island. 146 on both ends, it is backed up from North Smithfield all the way to Lincoln Round. 99 the northbound side back from 126 to 122 in Lincoln and Stockton area. 146 on the southbound side is backed up from 59.5 to downtown Providence. 95 on the southbound side back to Pawtucket to downtown Providence. 95 on the northbound side is back to Scranton to downtown Providence. 195 on the westbound side is backed up around the Providence stretch. Route 4 on the southbound side is backed up around 102 in Exeter. And 24 on the southbound side is backed up around 140 in Taunton. 140 on the northbound side is backed around 24 in Taunton. Eldon, Metro Boston vicinity. Route 3 on the southbound side backed up from Union Street in Braintree all the way out to 228 in Hingham. Route 3 in both ends is backed up on the Braintree split. 128 northbound is backed up after the split all the way out to 28 in Randolph. 7 Expressway. Both ends is backed up from Mass Park all the way out to downtown Boston. 93 both ends backed to Seminole all the way to Mass Park in Boston. Mass Park on both ends is backed up from South Boston and East Boston. Mass Park westbound side is backed up also back all the way out to Weston. Mass Park and eastbound side is still on the Newton corner. 93 northbound is backed up from Somerville all the way up in the North Andover. 120 on both ends it is backed up from Route 9 and Wellesley all the way out to Dedham, and then it's all backed up on both ends from Mass Park all the way out to Route 3 in Burlington, and then 120 northbound side it is southbound side is backed up all the way from Burlington all the way out to Dedham, and 120 on the northbound side it is backed up from Route 95 in Peabody all the way out to Beverly. Route 3 on the northbound side back to 62 in Burlington all the way to Billwick, and it breaks again just round after 495 and all. 495 on both ends is backed up from Low all the way out to Tewksbury, and 93 on the northbound side it is backed up just around Lawrence up to Route 495. 495 on the southbound side is backed up Route 2 Route 2 in Littleton. 101 on the westbound side it is backed up to Everett Turnpike in Manchester, Hampshire. Spalding Turnpike on the northbound side is backed to 95 in Portsmouth all the way to Route 4 in Durham, New Hampshire. Interstate 8 on 91 on the southbound side it is backed up after the Canadian border up in Vermont. 87 on the southbound side is backed up at around Route 11 Audubon. Upstate New York and Ottawa 59. The northbound side is backed up in Southern Quebec towards Montreal. Peter Channel News Time. It's 3:12 p.m. on this Friday afternoon, and it's time now for a weather report. And let's stay off with the radar and it shows a line of rain showers stretching from the Providence area all the way out to Norton, and then covering much of Metro Boston, and stretching down Central Massachusetts and up to Jeffrey, New Hampshire, southeast of Bremer and Vermont. And a line of rain showers west of Concord, New Hampshire, stretching up to Meredith with some rain showers up in Maine. Snow and sleet showers stretching from northern east of Vermont, New Hampshire, up into Maine. And rain, sleet, and snow showers southeast of Montreal, Vermont. And rain showers from the northeastern and north central portions of Vermont. Rain showers west of Rutland, Vermont. And zeroing in on some heavy bend rain showers stretch around Hope, Maine, stretching around northport around Belfast, Maine, and up around Egmont, and around Sedgwick, and then around Blue Hill up in Maine. And rain showers west of Vermont. And patchy snow flurries stretch around north of Pittsburgh, Mass, and stretching the line from Cairo, Maine, New York, stretching up in the northeastern portions of Rome, New York. Alright, 7-day forecast. And it goes like this. For tonight, cloudy early evening, the gradual clearing with a few chances of showers expected about a 5 to 10% chance. Low and 30 degrees. Northwest about 8 to 6 miles gusts at 29 miles an hour. For Saturday, increased clouds about 58. Southwest about 5 to 13 miles an hour. For Sunday, increased clouds below. Low and 30 degrees. Southwest about 8 to 10 miles an hour with gusts at 23 miles an hour. For Sunday, a slight chance of rain after 1 p.m. Most gusts get high at 600 degrees. Northwest about 6 miles an hour. Chest pitch 20%. Saturday night, a chest rain mainly before 1 a.m. Mostly gusts got about 38 degrees and chest pitch is 4%. Monday, mostly sunny skies about 52, about 35 degrees. Tuesday, mostly sunny to mostly skies about 57, about 45 degrees. Wednesday, partly sunny to partly skies about 60, about 45 degrees. Thursday, partly sunny to mostly skies about 61, about 41 degrees. And for Friday, mostly skies about 56 degrees. Currently, and not near it is cloudy and drizzly, and we have a temperature of 48 degrees. Humidity of 87%. And out in Mansfield, it's 46. And that is going to be it for the Peter Channel. 3 o'clock news, and it's October 28, 2016 on a Friday afternoon, going into Friday evening. I'm pretty sure you have a good evening and goodbye, agent, and I'll see you at 11 o'clock for a late night report. Hope you have a good evening and go Lancers! Here we go, go Lancers!